Chris, you know what's interesting to me? There was a big thing about maybe 2 years ago or a year and a half ago that everybody wanted you to listen to your congresses, which is a Congress was this, meeting that LRH had starting in early 60s, and he would get a group of people together and he would give a series of lectures on X. And usually it all really had to do with clearing, because all the congresses were having to do with clearing. And let me give you, remember that I'm talking about the congresses. I'm going to give you the unabridged version. Is that okay?
Sure.
You sure?
Yeah, time.
Okay. When I was in that TR's course, my very first week in Scientology. Now again, I'm an actor, so communication is something I kind of do for a living. And that's a whole course about communication. So I felt like I'm pretty good at this naturally. And one of the exercises is they use Alice in Wonderland, which has got full of these wild kind of sentences, and you take it and you read it to yourself and then you deliver it as your own. That's a TR1. TR2 is properly acknowledge somebody. So they say off with your head and you say thank you to make sure they know it and end it, and there's all these other things. Now, here I was doing this TR, it happened to be TR2, and somebody said off with your head, and I said, my God, and they flunked me. And I said, why? And they said, because you're showing, it's supposed to be just thank you, good, whatever. I said, no, read the fucking thing. It says appropriate acknowledgement. If somebody says off with your head, why do you think he chose Alice in Wonderland? And they bring the head technical person in the fucking place, and they're all invalidating the shit out of me, and I'm sticking to my guns. I finally am crying. I said, you guys are fucking wrong. Who the fuck talks like that? Thank you. I got it. Okay. Good. Wow. That would be way too much. Wow. Okay? I totally duplicate that. This is the way you're supposed to talk. I'm really talking to you. But do you see how I'm not? So it's there. this is perfect in terms of their idea. All right, I got it. Okay, so that was good TRs, wasn't excellent. Excellent TRs is more like this. You're really conversational, but I'm not moving, and I'm really looking at you, and I'm ready for everything. And I don't blink, and I'm not really, your eyes stink. Okay? So it's that kind of fucking deal. Some gum wore Sue up. Anyway, that's just a private joke. You know that one, right? Anyway, Mu Gu Gai Pan. These are words that just, you can talk gibberish in Scientology to help you learn your TRs. And one of the things written down is some gum wore Sue up. That's not a sentence. That's like written like Chinese, S-U-M. Anyway, so at any rate, so I'm in there and I'm fucking crying and shit and like blah, blah, blah. So finally I stop and I toe the line and I'm like, thank you, okay, good, And then about 4 years later, in some event, COB, David Miscavige says, hey, there's been this big breakthrough in this golden age of tech. Fucking piece of shit. One of the things is, here's the real thing. People have been doing the improper acknowledgement. You're supposed to have, it says appropriate acknowledgement. And they have LRH on tape saying, somebody said off with your head, and he goes, my God, that's the right way to do it. So here I was, this guy, first day of school, and I had it right. Now, cut two. You're asking me how I got out. So I'm in the fucking thing, and they keep telling me I got to do this action, and I got to do this, and you got to do this sec checking, and all this shit. And I'm like, you fucking people, I wouldn't show up here if I wasn't ready. And they would be sec checking, which is basically asking me for my crimes and charging me thousands. I probably paid 50 grand, in sec checks to get this shit together, because everything was fucked up, so it must be that I'm fucked up. And I kept saying, these sec checks are killing me. And this is the standard tech now, this is the golden age of tech. And I finally just said, you know something, motherfuckers? I don't care, you could get LRH to fly down here back from fucking Target 2 and tell me that I am fucking doing it wrong. I am not going in session and doing this shit. You guys are fucking killing me. I am here to tell you, you're fucking me up. So I'm out of here until you fucking wake up, okay? And then they come back to my house and they're offering me free auditing. I say, show me where free auditing is standard. You're not giving me standard tech. Now you want to fix it by more unstandard shit? Get the fuck out of here. You ask Griffey Blythe and the whole rest of those motherfuckers at AO if this is a lie. It's the fucking truth. And I'm out. And then they call, and I just went on course because I couldn't take any more of this fucking auditing. It was killing me. So then they come out with this thing. And then, Jason, you have to see this. I wouldn't even go to events, you know? Because me, I'm at events. Everybody's like, hey, how you doing? And I go, good. I just couldn't fucking lie anymore. I'm ready to fucking die, you know? And I told him, I'm not going. I can't participate. Because my role was like Jason Beghe. I couldn't be like, yeah, well, I'll tell you the truth, I'm fucked up. I hate OT5, and everything's going fucking shitty, and it's fucking not working, and it's costing me a shitload of money, and I'm more unhappy than I've ever been in my entire fucking life.
What would happen if you spoke truthfully?
Well, I would tell that truth. I would talk to RTC and all these things, but it's bad PR. It's none of anybody else's business. You're not supposed to talk about your case. So this is going on, honey, this is going on for, I was in Scientology maybe 10, 11 years. The last 8 years like that, okay? And I'm paying fucking money. Maybe I paid $1 million fucking dollars. I don't know. I don't even keep track. I just said, what the, okay, here, another fucking thing. This is gonna work, you think so? Yeah, we finally got it. So anyway, on this fucking thing, I'm out of thing and I'm doing course and I'm just off auditing lines, you know? And then you gotta see this thing, Jason, he's gonna fucking key you out. And I go in and they show me this fucking, and I'm looking at all these people who are on OT7 and they're going nuts with the sec checks too. And I'm like, this is fucking crazy. These people like, you know, they're supposed to be home auditing and then they have to go to flag every 6 months and they're there for like 6 fucking weeks. How are you supposed to, what are you, crazy? And they're coming home like, I had a really good 6 months check. I mean, these fucking, I said, I mean, it's just as clear as day. I tell you, this is not fucking standard. Scientology's not supposed to make you worse. I was experiencing it and watching it. So now they come out, and this is 2-3 years. And this little mistake probably made the church about $500 million. And then about $500 million later, COB gives a fucking briefing on the free winds, and this is what they show me. It's arbitrary, it's canceled. It's an arbitrary, is what they say. So in other words, all this SEP checking was an arbitrary. And through his research and looking into things and rechecking all the LRH's notes, they realized they made a mistake. And so now I don't have to do the SEC check. Aren't you happy, Jason? And all these people like on 7, like a bunch of fucking idiots, were like, arbitraries are canceled. I can just go on and it's gonna save me about 50 grand a year and all this shit. And it's like, wow. And me, I'm like, you think that's supposed to make me fucking happy? I feel like you should have a fucking apology. I said, if I were COB and I made that mistake, I wouldn't go, arbitrary is canceled. I say, I made a fucking mistake. I am sorry. And I'd make up the fucking damage. I'd pay. My fucking mistake made me $500 fucking million and you don't fucking even say you're sorry? You say, guess what? And this is what the fucking thing does. It just plays the same game over and over again. And this, when it going now to the Congresses, toward the end of this 8 years, they say, and I'm like off auditing. You know, I finished, OT5 finally, and I just said, I don't want any more of this shit. Nobody even said take OT7. Because apparently I'm in the middle of 4 different fucking actions, and nobody knows what to do, you know? So I'm fucking in the middle of L10, you know, I mean, I could tell you about L10 is a story in itself. L10 is a story. So just know that they use my fucking wins on the L's. And the L's are what fucked me up in Scientology, okay? Now, I go and I say, fuck it, okay, I'll buy these Congresses, it's only a couple of $1,000, and I got something to do, and I'll get in shape, I'll listen to a Congress and go for a walk. So I was one of the first people to finish the Congresses. Because I just sat, I get up and I fucking thing, and I get up early. I get up at like 5, and I just get up and I take the dog, and I'd go and I'd listen to 3 tapes and walk for an hour or 2 and do the thing. And so I got through the Congresses. And the Congresses are part of what got me out of Scientology. Because if you listen to those fucking Congresses, it goes like this. Hi, everybody, I'm LRH. I'm very happy you're here. Listen, I've got great fucking news. We've got Clear handled. And he'll do this thing, and it's this new technology, and here's the realization, and this is foolproof, and this is it. And that's it. And now welcome to 1964. Okay, apparently, because the fucking thing didn't work and Dianetics didn't work, even though nobody ever said it didn't, but they always trying to perfect clear. Then the next Congress, and there were what, 20, 30 of these fucking Congresses? Maybe about, I don't know, 200 hours or some shit? Every fucking Congress is, I got it now we've got clear handled. We finally got clear. And this is going on I'm listening from 1964 to like 1970, and they still haven't fucking handled clear, but they're selling you clear. And I said, what the fuck? That's exactly what they're doing to me now. I said, what the fuck? And I went back to it, and I'm talking to Dave Pettit, who's the head of CC, who now is handling my case personally. Personally. He's in my house. He's at my fucking thing. We're taking walks. I almost killed him once. I fucking took him by the tie and I was grounding him. But I fucking, Jason, please don't. Oh, God. I actually secretly recorded it. It's funny. I have it on audio tape. But fucking thing. Because he didn't want me to leave. Please don't leave. Please don't leave. I said, motherfucker, get out of the way or I will fucking kill you. And he wouldn't get out of the way, so I took him by the tie and put him down on the floor, and then I walked out. But, because it'll get you pissed. But that's how mad I was. I mean, I was fucked up. It's one thing to feel unhappy I walked into Scientology. Remember, I was on the top of the thing. It must have been false, though. I was fucking happy. And I'm fucking unhappy. And they're paying me. They're making me pay to get fucked up. And they're telling me what's wrong with me. And that's another fucking thing. They won't tell you what the next thing is. And I'm like, believe me, it's good. So you got to fucking buy the thing for 50 G's a pop or whatever. And it's wrong. Oops, made a mistake. We're going to do this now. Are you fucking crazy? Do you see how stupid I was? It's like, oh my God. And that's the game. And I'm telling you, that's the game. So at any rate, the Congresses helped me out because I said, what the fuck? Because I never met LRH and I figured he was good. I figured Scientology works. It's just these fucking mortals can't fucking give me Scientology. If Scientology works 100% of the time, this ain't fucking working, so I'm not getting Scientology. And that's what I said to him. I said, that's why I said you guys should give me the fucking money. It's one thing to make a fucking mistake, but, let's say the last fucking 600 grand was a fucking mistake. I feel like I got a case because if Scientology works and they agree this didn't work, I bought Scientology, then you should give me my fucking money back. And there's nothing to indicate that they have any fucking hope for my case now. So I just said, babies, let's just, and it took me, I was trying to be nice. 6, 8 months, I was saying, why don't we just let me go? Just let me go. Just let me go. I think it's better. You don't want to get into a whole fucking thing with me. And they would. And they had to keep changing terminals. Because I'm talking about big fucking terminals. Because I would put doubt in their universe. Because you can't argue with my story. When you saw what happened to fucking me, and you're a trained auditor, and you look in my fucking folder, they fucked me up. I'm talking about insane. I'm like, I've never been like that in my life. I walked out, I was like, hey, hi. I was never shy. I was never introverted or anything. I'm sitting there like, I'm fucked up now. You know what I mean? And so, they fucked me the fuck up. Well, the way out's the way through. There's no reason to get in that room. Maybe that was the hidden deep shit. I'm looking at my kid. He's 5 years old. He's a happy fucking guy. He's not fucked up yet. He might get fucked up later.
Are you sure you were fucked up? Maybe you were just PTS to an SP.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And that's the other thing. I had this big fucking car accident. In the middle of OT5, I nearly died. I was in a coma for 3.5 weeks. I was fucking like, everybody thought I was going to die. So, of course, we got to find my PTS terminal. That happened 8.5 years ago, okay? And I got out of Scientology a year. In the last 7.5 years in Scientology, still no fucking PTS item until I finally said, it's you guys. And they couldn't deny it. I said, look at the data. Are you sure it's not that person? He's gay. That's somebody told me. That's how naive some of these people. That's a what do you call it? An RTC terminal, which is like the the gold standard of technical perfection, and that they think that's a homosexual. So they believe that homosexuals are all 1.1.
They still believe that.
There's some that do. I never believed that. I interpreted it differently. But it was something where I had to do some mental gymnastics in order to make work.
Well, that's what Hubbard wrote, though, that they were 1.1.
Well, it's debatable. Well, I know that he said something like he said, "You're homosexuals," when he's saying the 1.1. So I don't know if it's all homosexuals or what.
And yet the church says that they've changed
homosexuality. The church said they changed that?
The church has said that they no longer, think negatively about homosexuals. Or...
Well, I've never heard the word faggot more than when I hang around people at Gold, till the point where I said, I don't like it. My brother's gay, and he sure ain't 1-1. I got great friends of mine that are gay. You're telling me Leonardo da Vinci is 1-1? I don't think so. If he's covertly hostile, I mean, he's got so much that he did that was good that, as much hostility as he may have exuded, I think he made up for it. You see?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't buy it. I never bought it. And again, in my universe when I was in it, I just thought, because you part of the thing when you're in it, LRH is this super duper guy, so you make him into your own super duper guy, I suppose, probably.
Well, you're looking at the current management, David Miscavige, COB, and you're thinking, well, is he in it for the money? What's your view of L. Ron Hubbard now?
Well, again, I don't have all the data. I read some of the books that are out that are critical, Barefaced Messiah and Madman or Magician or whatever it was.
Madman or Messiah.
Right, that one, mate, and
Piece of Blue Sky.
Piece of Blue Sky, and then there's stories. I think that so I don't know if all that's true, but it's consistent. One of the ways for me that I can detect whether something is true or false is for inconsistencies. You say the guy, wore blue shoes, and here's a picture of him in red shoes. So I never saw anything inconsistent. But I didn't see it with my own eyes. But there's the person seemed reliable. But again, here I am, I'm just pulling out of this thing, and I thought LRH was reliable. And I don't think so now. I mean, I look, and the whole death and the death certificate and all this stuff, it's hard to argue with. It seemed like he was, and his kids, like my wife is. My wife is an interesting person to talk to as well, because she's class 5 OT5, or class 4 OT5, and but she's like one of those people. She could probably do heroin for a year and then just say, oh, you know what, it's making me too skinny, and just put it down. You know what I mean? She's not a person, and she was, everybody loved her. A lot of, she was Jason Beghe's wife to some degree over there, but she's a remarkable person in her own right. And one of the ways is that she just doesn't, she's one of those people you just can't brainwash. So when she got out, it was kind of like, that's it. She just, she didn't even talk. I mean, it was like, I said, honey, I'm thinking about doing this. I think she was like, okay, fine, whatever. Flip the burger. And yeah, because I think they're, because she had said, she had always pointed out things that were inconsistent also. And, well, all these fucking OTs that aren't OT. Like, that's a fucking OT?
And what's an OT supposed to be?
Somebody who's at least able. Somebody who can, walk and chew gum. I mean, there's people that are OT that are some of the most incompetent Stupid people. I mean, when I say that sounds, my definition of stupid is not, you know, necessary. It's not. It doesn't have anything to do with data or education. It has to do with being able to say. I mean, I'm talking about people put their hand on the stove and go, hey, 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 my hand's hot. My hand is hot. You know, I'm talking about that kind of stupid. I mean, and like, unreal. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? So that, you know, there's some real dopes that have, you know, but they have money and they're successful and they feel good about themselves because they're on 7. Well, I'm on 7 now. It's fucking great. I gotta tell you, you gotta get on 7. Yeah. It's that kind of thing. And it gives them a thing. And you look at them and it's, and you know, and Scientologists know, and I've talked to like Big Tur. I said, what the fuck? We've talked, what is that? You know, what is that? You know, because these people, you know, I might have had an issue with them and they'll write me up and they'll bring me to ethics. I got to handle this thing. And it'll be in the thing they wrote up. I'd say, what do you want me to say? It's true, I guess. And they go, well, you know, I'm not going to say the name. You know, well, you know who he is. And I go, yeah, okay. We just had to bring it in because it's written up. You want to, you know, write anything? I don't give a fuck. Put it in the folder. You know. So I mean, do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So that was some of the stuff that she would just like, you know, really go nutty on. And even me, here I was. I told you, the further I went up the fucking bridge, the more Casey I became. You know, I met this girl and I was, you know, and she could see the more I do this shit, you know, whatever. It wasn't handling dick.